I'm going to go through the answers to the practice problems that we did this week on our Check for Understanding. Please let me know if you have any questions. Just deposited $5,000 into the account and it earns a simple interest. That's important to know. Remember, simple interest is I equals RT. Compound interest is A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. And we talked about how you have to do A minus P to get I, and some of you did not do that. So after 9 years, that's our T. It has earned interest of $3,150. What was the interest rate? And I apologize on the answer key. Some of you had to put it as a decimal. It wouldn't let you put a percent. I still gave you credit. So if we have I equals PRT, 3150 is equal to 5,000 times 9 times the rate. We don't know the rate. So 5,000 times 9 is 4,500. And we're going to divide 4,500 on both sides. And that's where your calculator comes in handy. So we can go 3150 divided by 4,500. And if you downloaded this app, remember put a decimal and it'll change it to a decimal answer. Now 0.07, so that is our 0.07. That's our decimal. And remember, we always want to write that as a percent. So our rate is actually 7%. Cody made a deposit into an account that earns 4% annual compound interest. So our rate is 0.04. After 24 months, remember that's our time, but time needs to be in years. So we need to change that to a 2. The value of his account was $2,163.20. What was his deposit? So now we are coming up here and we're using this formula. $2,163.20 is equal to, we don't know what his original amount was. 1 plus 0.04 is just 1.04 to the second power. So we're going to break this into chunks and use our calculator. So 1.04 to the second power. We're going to go ahead and call that 1.8. So we have $2,163.20 is equal to 1.08 times P. So we need to divide by 1.08. 2163.20 divided by 1.08 gives us roughly 2,296. If you wrote that answer, it counted it wrong, but I gave you credit. The answer I had in there was 2,000. So if you had not rounded, you would have gotten 2,000. So I would have taken either answer. Was the 2,000 was the amount he originally deposited. Tiana deposited $500 into an account that earns 6% simple interest. How many years will it take for her account to reach 2,000? Some of you struggled with this. This is A. A is not part of our simple interest formula. So we needed to do 2,000 minus 500. So her interest was actually 1,500. So 1,500 is equal to 500 was our P times 0.06 times T. We don't know what T is. So if we do 500 times 0.06, we get 30. So we have 1,500 is equal to 30 times T. We're going to divide by 30. 3 goes into 150. So this would take 50 years, which is again why compound interest is better than simple interest. We also looked at these two questions and we needed to find the mistake. So Rachel is calculating interest earned on a deposit, 350. The account that earns 0.06 is our rate. Simple interest for 15 years. So I would go ahead and I would set this up myself. They've already written our formula for us, which is good. So 350 times 0.06 times 15. Well, I can already see that the mistake is here. They didn't change their percent to a decimal. So there's her mistake. We already found that. So if I asked you, what is the correct amount of interest earned? So we needed to do 350 times 0.06 times 15, and $315 is her interest. Same thing here, we have a deposit of $2,000 on an account that earns, I'm going to change that to 0.042 as our rate, compound interest after 4 years. So A equals 2,000 times 1.042 to the 4th power. So we can see they have actually set this up correctly, 2,000. We went ahead and added it together. So we can go ahead and multiply that. 2,000 times 1.042, close parentheses, to the 4th power, 2357.77. 2357.77. So that they actually worked it out correctly, but it says Keith determines the interest earned is the 2357.77. No, that is your account balance. You have to do A minus P to get I, because this A includes the principal and the interest. So if I have 2357.77 minus 2,000, then I have an interest amount of 357.77, and that was the end of day 1. On day 2, we needed to fill in this table, and this is where some of you guys struggled, because when we're using this compound interest formula, you're not separating out the principal to find the actual interest. Gwen has saved $3,500 and she wants to deposit in an account that has 4% interest for 10 years to complete the table. So your formula for simple, again, I equals PRT, so we're going to say 3,500 times 0.04 times 10. For compound, though, it's going to be 3,500 times 1.04 to the 10th power. So we're going to plug both of these in. Now, when I solve this first one, I'm going to get interest earned, but when I solve the second one, I'm going to get the total value, and I think that's where some of you were messing up. So 3,500 times 0.04 times 10, 1,400, and that's the interest, and we have 3,500 parentheses, 1.04 to the 10th power, 5,180.85. So when we do this, I think some of y'all were actually putting that there. To get our total value, I would say 3,500 plus 1,400. So now we have 4,900. But when I take out the 3,500 here, I get $1,680.85. So which type of interest would earn more? And I actually went ahead and I made this multiple choice. So obviously compound will always earn more. And then you needed to subtract these. So 1,400 from 1,680.85 is going to be 280.85 cents. So then we have Wendy and Connor. I'm going to move this over so I have some workspace on the side. Wendy and Connor each deposited $8,300 into an account, 3.5% for 25 years. So if I was to make a table like on number 1, Wendy is simple, I equals PRT. However, Connor is compound, so A equals P1 plus R to the T. So to find when, and again, how much more interest will they earn? Well, we know that Connor is going to earn more because his is compound. It's just a matter of how much extra. So 8,300 times 0.035 times 25. 8,300 times 0.035 times 25, 7,262.50. 7,262.50. That's her interest. Okay, when we look at Connor though, we're gonna have to do an extra step. So we're gonna say 8,300 times 1.035 to the 25th power. 8,300 times 1.035 to the 25th power. So this, remember, includes the 8,300. So to find the interest, I need to take out the 8,300. So Connor's interest is 11,314.9. And that is what we need to subtract to find the answer to this. So we're going to go back to our calculator. And I can say, if I go up and highlight it and hit enter, it'll copy it. Minus 7,262.5. So $4,052.43. So $4,052.43. Okay. So some of you, again, were forgetting to do that piece. You were taking the A and subtracting I over here, and that wasn't working. Now we have Jack and we have Carly. So again, both are depositing 17,250. They both are earning 6%. Jack is earning simple interest, so 0.06 for 6.5 years. Carly would be 1.06 for 6.5 years. So when we plug these into the calculator, 17,250 times 0.06 times 6.5. So Jack is going to earn $6,727.50. So we can write that in here. $6,727.50. And when we put in Carly's amount, 17,250 times 1.06 to the 6.5%. Now, 25,192.80 includes this 17,250. So I need to take out the 17,250, find just the interest. So Carly's interest, we know that she's going to have the most because, again, she has the compound, is going to be 7,942.85. Then we need to subtract those to find how much more. Minus 6727.5, 1215.35. Number 4, everybody did quite well on. Which of the following best describes the difference between simple and compound interest? Compound interest earns interest on the principal plus any previous earned. The graph shows the amount of interest each account earned in the first year, whose account earns annual simple and whose earns compound. So you should have told me that Isaiah earned simple because it was the same every time, and Maria earned compound because hers went up. If you have any questions, please let me know.